Imagine walking through a forest, surrounded by thousands of trees. You see individual trunks reaching for the sky, leaves rustling in the breeze. What if I told you that every single one of those trees was actually part of the exact same organism? Not just related, but genetically identical, connected by a hidden network beneath the ground. That's the story of Pando, the trembling giant, located high in the Fish Lake National Forest of Utah. It's not just a grove of trees. It is, in fact, a single living being, vast and ancient. Pando is a clonal colony of quaking aspen. While the 47,000 stems you see above ground look like separate trees, they're all ramets. These are shoots sent up from one massive, interconnected root system. Think of it like a single plant spreading rhizomes underground, but on an epic scale. This root system is the heart of Pando, sharing resources, coordinating defenses, and driving regeneration across its entire expanse. Just how big is this single organism? Pando sprawls across 42.8 hectares, or 106 acres, near Fish Lake, Utah. At its widest point, it stretches nearly 1.5 kilometers. Estimates place its collective weight at around 6,000 metric tons, which is about 13.2 million pounds. This makes Pando the heaviest known organism on Earth, and by landmass, the largest tree of any kind. When people talk about the largest tree, they often mean the General Sherman tree, a giant sequoia measured by the volume of its single trunk. Pando is different. It's the largest by total mass and the area it covers. While other large trees, like redwoods, can also clone, Pando is recognized as the largest known aspen clone. Its unique status puts it in a category all its own when we measure life on this planet. Scientists first identified this unique aspen stand in 1976. Researchers Jerry Kemperman and Burton Barnes used aerial photos and careful observation. They realized this wasn't just any forest. It was likely one massive clone. Years later, in 1992, Michael Grant and colleagues re-examined the site. Grant, struck by its spreading nature, gave it the name Pando, which appropriately means I spread in Latin. Definitive genetic testing in 2008 confirmed their suspicions. It proved that all the stems shared identical DNA, confirming Pando as a single organism. Pinpointing Pando's exact age is tricky, since the individual stems only live about 100 to 130 years before being replaced. You can't just count rings. The root system is the ancient part. Initial guesses ranged wildly, sometimes cited as hundreds of thousands or even 1 million years old. More recent research, considering factors like past climates and glaciation on the Fish Lake Plateau, suggests a more conservative range. The latest estimates, backed by paleoclimate models and charcoal studies, place its age between roughly 9,000 and 16,000 years. It's still incredibly old, having survived massive environmental changes since the last ice age, but maybe not quite as old as some earlier speculation suggested. Pando survives because it's constantly regenerating. When individual stems die, the root system doesn't. Instead, it sends up new shoots, a process called suckering. This continuous renewal from below allows the organism to persist over millennia, even as the visible trees come and go. It's a cycle of life and death happening simultaneously, keeping the giant alive. Despite its age and resilience, Pando faces modern threats. One of the biggest challenges comes from animals, particularly deer and elk. They browse heavily on the tender new shoots before they can grow into mature stems. While drought and fire suppression are also factors, scientists agree that controlling this herbivory is crucial for Pando's future. Fire, ironically, can sometimes stimulate aspen regeneration, earning them the nickname asbestos forests among wildfire experts because their water-heavy wood makes them naturally fire-resistant. People are actively working to protect Pando. Starting in the late 1980s, efforts included removing diseased stems to encourage new growth. Fencing was installed in the 1990s to keep out deer and elk. Today, over 50 acres are fenced, with plans to expand that to about 80% of Pando's landmass. Scientists and conservation groups like Friends of Pando and the Grand Canyon Trust are monitoring the tree. They are studying wildlife movement with GPS collars and cameras, and working with local partners on management plans. Protecting the new growth is key. Pando has captured imaginations beyond the scientific community. It's appeared on a U.S. postage stamp, featured in books and TV shows, and even lent its name to an Intel computer chip. School children used Pando as inspiration in a campaign to make the quaking aspen Utah's state tree. This sprawling, ancient organism has become a symbol of interconnectedness and resilience, a true natural wonder inspiring people around the world.